Hello, first graders. Welcome back to the second part of main lesson on Tuesday, April 28th. The first thing we'll do, we'll remember what our story was about. But first we'll say hi to our friends. Hi! They're over there again. Now they're hanging out with everybody while they listen and watch. So we had a story yesterday, sometime after main lesson. And think about the story. Who was it about? Yes, about Willow and Ollie, and who else was in the story? Grandmother Earth, yes. And Little Bunny and Little Squirrel, yeah. Anyone else? Yes, some other Number Meadow friends. There were the gnomes and the bird family, and even the very slow snail, yes. So they were all part of the story. Where did the story take place? Yes, in their backyard, and what they're calling now, it's like Number Meadow. And what happened in the story? Yes, Willow and Ollie skipped out, and Ollie was tying his shoe. And who did they find outside? Right, Grandmother Earth. And what was she making? The little green fruits, right. And they were surprised at that. So what did Grandmother Earth do with them next? Yeah, she wanted to know how many little green fruits to make for the different tree and Number Meadow families that lived there. So, do we remember how many families came up first? While you're thinking of that, I'm going to get our friends to come back and help us with that. So let's see if we can help us. Grandmother Earth is having a little nap. And we have our friends here hanging out together. There we go. So there they all are. And what did Mother Earth need to know first? How many families needed some little green fruits? I believe it was the little green fruits. Yes. Well, at first she said, how many do we remember? 3 families. So there were 3 families. Whoopsie. And they each needed how many fruits? 5 fruits. So who hopped around and helped figure it out? Little bunny, she sure did. So she went to her little starting point there on the egg. And I'm going to move this all back so we can see it maybe a little better. Let's see if that helps us see a little bit better further away. Okay. So she started on 0, and first she counted out, they each need 5 fruits. So she went 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So squirrel's family came there. And then they needed another 5 for the next family. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 10. So gnome's family came there. And then she counted 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to the number 15. And bird flew over there. So Grandmother Earth, we need 15. And as Bunny was hopping back, she had an idea. What was that idea for counting that could go faster? Yeah, she could take big bunny hops and count by 5s because they needed 5s. So she did that. She started at her egg, 0, and did a big hop to 5. 5, another big hop. 10, another big hop. 15. So that was a much quicker way, she thought. 15, Grandmother Earth. 15 little green fruits for our friends. So Grandmother Earth prepared those and gave them to the friends, and they brought them home. Now, Grandmother Earth needed to get more fruits for more families. Do you know which families? I know one of them. You might remember, maybe even a couple. So yes, snail was one of the families. How many families were there that needed the little green fruits this time? Do you remember? We have one already. How many altogether this time? Let's see if you can remember. What was another family? Someone who lost some of their little green fruits. Because they tend to lose things when they bury them. Yep, squirrel's family needed more because they had lost some when they buried them. And yep, another family was a little gnome who needed some. And another gnome family too. So they came out. So how many families altogether do we remember? Who needed fruits this time? There were 1, 2, 3, 4 that needed them. And do we remember how many little fruits they each needed? They each needed 4. So little bunny got excited and she hopped to her little egg there and she started counting 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Squirrel came up to that one. And then she counted 4 more, little bunny. 1, 2, 3, 4 to 8. Well, snail slowly made his way to these. And then she counted 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. It might have been in a different order, but something like this. And the gnome came, and then onto 12, and then another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, to the number 16. But as Bunny was hopping back, she remembered she could do something faster. Oh, so she got excited, went to the 0 and did what? Yes, big hops. Not quite as big as last time, but nonetheless quite big. So every 4 she hopped very far. 4, 8, 12, 16, Grandmother Earth. 16 little green fruits. And she hopped merrily away. And Squirrel hopped off after he got his fruits. Snail took some time. He was still going even after the gnomes had gone home. And eventually, Snail made it home. By what time of the day? It Right, at least by, I think it was about dinner time. So there, Snail made it home. Was there anything else in the story you remember? Or does that cover it pretty well anyway? Yes. So when little bunny was hopping big hops, little bunny was adding, but very fast. Just like Princess Plus would start to add very fast when someone helped her. Who was that helped Princess Plus add really fast? Her mother, Queen what? Queen who? Yes, with the X, yes. Queen Times. So Bunny figured out how to go faster counting, faster adding up. Instead of counting 1 by 1 by 1, she counted 5 by 5 by 5 or 4 by 4 by 4, and it went ever so much faster. And we call that times. Times is adding really fast. So Bunny was pleased with this new discovery. And that's what we're going to get ready with our meadow. Well, when you do such big hops, you can get to bigger numbers pretty quickly. So I've gone up to 20 on mine. And that'll work for some of the hopping and times, but not for all of it. So we need to make a longer number meadow, and that's what we'll do today. So you will need a blank piece of paper from your printer, like that. You will need a pair of your safety scissors. These, unfortunately, are my big kitchen scissors, but please get the smaller ones for children, which you probably have on hand. Some tape, and your crayons. Oh, and of course, a handy dandy graphite pencil. So you need those 5 things to continue to make our number meadow longer. Pencil, scissors, crayons, tape, and paper from your printer, that size. And you can ask Mom or Dad for help finding any of those things. You can pause the video and start up again once you've found them. So I'm going to bring our friends to their little houses here while we're getting our supplies together. Might keep that up top for us to look at while we're making it. So you've gotten all your supplies ready. You may have needed to pause the video, and that's fine. But the first thing I'm going to do is just have the piece of paper. And it's in landscape. It's the long way. And we're going to fold it the long way. So not the short way, but you're going to fold it long like we did the last time. Do your best, neatest job to get it right corner to the right corner to the right corner, so they're really matching at the corners. So I'm going to focus on that a little bit. Make sure they're getting right to the corners. And you can do that also. And it's okay if it's a little off, but it feels good to do as best you can. And I hold it down and fold it. And then that's the fold we'll use to cut. So we have it folded the long way. Open it up, kind of smooth it out again so it's easier to cut, but we can see that fold really quite easily for cutting. Let me get our scissors. You've got your safety scissors. And I'm going to cut this way, and I'm going to go slow, and I'll probably be very quiet because I'm focusing on cutting in my best line. my straightest line. Part of how I do that is I look ahead of where I'm cutting, and that helps me cut better on the line. There. So you can pause and take your time doing that too. And join us when you're done. So now the first thing I'll do is take them and put them side by side. And I'm going to then put them a little bit overlapping. Not very much. See how they're not very much overlapped? I even think I'm going to do it a little less. So it's about that much. This one, probably a little more, maybe like that. So you can overlap them, but now I'm going to get them really straight on. I just wanted you to see how much. So then they're really straight. Straight as you can. Looks like mine are a little bit different, but that's okay. I think I'll do that. And then get your tape out. And then tape one part. And then another part. And then you've got them taped together. Now this part that we just taped will be the back. Like that. So that'll be the front. And after we get that taped, then I flipped it over so it's the front. And I'm going to bring this one to it because we're going to tape them together. Now the trick is that here they are side by side. This one we already did has to go on top. Okay, like that. Now we're not going to tape it here. We're just going to do that. We're going to put the meadow that's already done on top of the new one. Okay, and I'll show you it's going to overlap a little, but what we're going to do is now flip the whole thing, but keep the meadow on top like this, and then flip it, and we're going to tape it like that so you can line them up once they're flipped over. And it's okay if it messes up, you can take the tape off and try again, but just try and remember that you're flipping it and that meadow, our done number meadows on the top. So I'm going to make sure these are pretty straight here. And whoops, take your time. Gotta eyeball it a little bit. And then you can do your tape. Like that, and now that's the back again. So once you've done that, you can flip it and see how they're connected now here. You have a little bit of overlap, and that's okay. So it's pretty long. We've got that one, and now it's going to be all the way down here. So now we know what to do. First, we put the scissors aside, we put the tape aside. We're done with those now. So you can get them out of the way and put them where they belong. And then we get our crayons. And I'm going to pull this over closer this way so I can get to it better. But you know they're attached now, so you got to see that. And I'm just going to work on our new one. And the first thing we can do is continue our bright sunshiny day with your yellow Papa Bear. So careful with these little parts here. You can just go over them like that. One way. And then get the other parts. That. I have to get all the way down to the other side, so I'm going to pull it closer. right? Fill in some of those blank spots. And then I'm going to get my green block crayon and I'm going to match it to the grass we have here. And it looks like it's Mama Bear. So I'm just going to continue with Mama Bear on that all the way down to the end. Okay, so I got that. And I think what I'm going to do for fun is get out my golden yellow, and with Mama Bear, I'm actually going to go across the whole top of even the meadow we already did, just a little bit darker to give it that sunshine streaming down from above feeling, the nice dark sunshine. So I can also do that in my long strip. You can see how it's already different there. Just give it that beautiful, darker, not darker, but brighter sunshine up at the top. Come down a tad from there. So there, it gives it a little more of a sunny all over feeling and coming from above. So now we've got that. So the next step is to get our graphite pencil. And I am going to fix my last one I did here because I scrunched in my 20. And I'm actually going to put the 2 on the old paper and the 0 for 20 on the new paper. So I'm going to do my best to erase it on the crayon and rewrite it. So the 2 is here and the 0 there. And if you need to do something like that too, where you're fixing that last number or moving it because you scrunched it too tight, this is the time to do that. So if you need more time, you can pause and start up again. I'm just going to fill in a little more green here that got missed. There. And over here, a little stubborn down there. Doesn't really want to fill in. Okay. And that's also where my tape is, so you might have that too. That's okay. So now we're going to continue making our numbers in the number meadow with our thumb. Just like we did last time, but going all the way down to the end of this meadow. You can see my meadow has a teeny little hill. That's okay. Meadows have little things like that. So let's do that. Get our thumb going. So I'm starting from 20 and going to 21. And you might be starting at 21 or 22. So wherever you left off. I'm pulling it down towards me each time, just because of how I'm sitting. Take your time and do your neatest numbers. It seems like I'm going fast. It's only because I've had lots and lots of years of practice writing numbers. So they roll off my pencil a little faster, I suppose. There, perfect place to stop for me. I have a feeling you're gonna go higher than me. Maybe up to 45, because our thumbs are a little different sizes. Mine's a tad bigger probably. So I got it all the way up there. Now we're missing stuff in our middle, but we'll get to that. You can pause the video here and please take your time writing those numbers beautifully all the way up to the end, or at the end of your meadow there, your new meadow. And then you can press play and join us again. So here we're just going to add more flowers and butterflies, maybe bees that are buzzing around by the flowers. So I like to grow them up from the seed. And we can do that, you know, like this, like that. And then I like to add the little grass that also grows up around it, and the leaves that come off. And then I'll probably do that with all the plants, the flowers here. And then add the flower. There, but first this. First just get the grass and the leaves on there. And then go. And go get those flowers. There. So we got a bunch of flowers that can come in. And then I like to add the different colors and the bees and the butterflies. So I'll get started with that, and then I'll let you continue too. Maybe I'll just do one flower here. And then I think I'm going to add, right here, the little, since I'm holding the purple, the little bug clouds that happen. I love the little bug clouds because then I have golden yellow, purple little bugs, and then the golden yellow shimmering, the sun shimmering off of them. So I add the golden yellow on top. And then you've got your shimmering bug cloud, so you could do that too. I have one in this other one too, it's over there. So I added another shimmering bug cloud. You can do butterflies. You probably have your own way of doing butterflies. I've been taking the purple and doing here like a long oval like that, and then antenna coming out. I'm going to do a sideways butterfly here, and maybe we'll make a red butterfly this time. And I just make these ovals. Oops. I think I'm going to make a butterfly showing all its wings because I started doing that. So I just go like that till I get a nice beautiful top of the wing, and then I do that for the bottom, a little bit smaller and shorter, and then the same thing on the other side. And then I'm going to add, I'm going to thicken that up. I'm going to add some antenna there and the bottom, and do a little more there. And for each of those, I'm going to add also a little bit of orange. So I'm going to put orange on the sides. Let's see if that works. Maybe not. I think I'm going to add purple. Just a little bit on this side of the wing so it darkens it up. See if you can see that in there. Kind of. And a little bit in the middle. So the middle of each wing towards each other. There. And then also in the flower, but I put it on one side of the petal, on each petal. Just a little bit. There. And then you can add more flowers and bumblebees and butterflies if you want. Just pause the video and start up again when you're all done adding the flowers and the bumblebees and the butterflies and little bug clouds if you want, little radiant bug clouds. And then come back and join us. So pause. So I'll be finishing this up too, and you're probably all done now. So don't forget to do your reading for the day when the video stops. Make sure you've done that, and you can ask Mom or Dad what is next. You can also join me when you're done with all of your main lesson things in the video where I'm outside to end our main lesson with the verse and blessing. And even at the end of your school day, you can join me to say our end of school day verse to wonder at beauty. Otherwise, enjoy your reading and have a lovely rest of the day. Let's say goodbye to our friends. Goodbye, Squirrel and Bunny. Goodbye, Willow and Ollie and Coco over there. And goodbye, Meadow and Willow and Ollie's mom on the other side. See you next time. Bye.